Welcome to Retirement Key Radio with Abe Abish.
We're all going through something right now. I mean, I've certainly been doing some self-reflecting and trying to give others grace instead of grief, but anxieties are high. We've got the headlines, and then you've got your own day-to-day things at home.
And wait for it, we have an election this fall, too.
I think that's probably a lot of it, all of the advertising, negative, positive, arguing. And by the way, you can be friends with someone that thinks differently.
Of course.
I had dinner with one of my favorite liberals the other night, so it was a respectful conversation to disagree, but hearing where somebody else is coming from is a good thing.
That's right. Absolutely.
I feel like people have forgotten that, though.
It seems like in 2020 they have, at least. My goodness.
Well, you listening probably have your own opinions for sure about how you'd like to see things play out in the November election, but what would Wall Street prefer? Market historian Sam Stovall, who's a chief investment strategist for CFRA Research, tells CNBC.
I think investors would actually be fine with a Biden victory so long as the Senate remains Republican, because then that could push back on any of the very hardcore left-wing kind of policies that would like to be pushed through. Stock market investors probably would also be pleased with a Trump re-election.
What do we do here? I mean, he's kind of saying either way, you'll be okay, or either way, something bad could happen.
Yeah, you know, Kristen, we can't control that. We know one of two men are going to be elected president this fall, right?
That's right.
It's a 50-50 chance.
I don't know. It's 2020. Something else could happen. Who knows?
That's true. That's true. But more than likely, it's going to be Trump or Biden. And you know what? You know, history shows that typically when we have elections come up, you know, nothing crazy happens in the markets that, you know, again, it's either a Republican or a Democrat. We know that it's going to be one of two guys. We can't control who it's going to be, but we can control a lot of other things in life. And one of the things we can control is our retirement plans and how we invest and how we plan for the future. And if you're concerned that a new president's going to get in this fall, or you're concerned that Trump's going to stay in, then do something about it. Take action.
Okay, so I can vote. That's one thing I can do.
You can vote. That's one way to take action. And obviously, you can control in a large fashion your investments and how you invest and where you invest and why, and putting together a comprehensive, actionable retirement income plan that you can monitor, that you can take control and action of. You can do that. And over 600 of our clients have done that. And I tell you what, it's not ultimate peace of mind, right? Because we all know life happens and life changes. I mean, look at 2020. It's been a crazy year. But the more planning that you do and the more action and control that you take over your finances and your retirement plan, I mean, the more that's going to help you sleep better at night. It's going to give you, you know, the most peace of mind that you can actually create by taking action, by not just sitting and hoping that things are going to go your way, but taking action and control and putting things together, meeting with professionals, taking advantage of that advice and insight. Whether you end up working with somebody or not, go seek the information out. Restaurants are opening up more and more, and we just recently had educational workshops in Reston, Virginia. And we had a lady attend who lives in Herndon, Virginia. She's 65 years old, and she's retiring within the year.
Okay.
And she's extremely concerned about the election.
She's not alone.
And a lot of people are. I mean, it's part of the conversation almost with everyone that we're meeting with, you know, to some degree, the election. It's coming right up here within the month. And she's so concerned that she's coming in for her first appointment on her birthday.
What? I'm not spending my birthday with you, no offense, but it's like going to the dentist.
Well, with the time's ticking away here, right? We have a month till the election, and she's extremely concerned about it and wants to take action and wants to try to do everything in her power to put together the retirement plan that she wants to put together for herself. So she's coming in for her first appointment with us on her birthday. And I said, man, you're serious about this. She said, I definitely am. And there are a lot of people that come to our workshops and classes. And, you know, some of those people, Kristen, they'll end up just coming for the free meal or for the free information, and they'll never do anything with that information. And that's fine. The other group of people, they come to the classes, they come to the workshops, and whether it's at a restaurant or at a local college, and they'll take that information and then they'll take action. And they'll come in and they'll test it out. and they'll say, hey, what does this look like for me? When do you think I should take Social Security? How do you think I should invest? Should I have life insurance? Can you help me? Can you talk through retirement withdrawals and required minimum distributions? Can you talk through this tax thing with me? Should I be concerned with higher taxes? And we talk about all these concerns, long-term care. And that second group of people actually takes the information and says, you know what? I've always had questions on these matters. I've just been hesitant, to come in, or you know what, now I'm a year away from retiring. Now is the time to take action. So that's what I would encourage all of our listeners to do, Kristen, right now, is to take action and control as much as you can.
Day or night, if you want to find out more about how this election is going to impact you and your family and the future of your financial life, connect to Abe and the team anytime at retirementkeyradio.com. Let's stay on the topic of government here for just a few moments, Abe, because we've talked about state governments considering tax hikes to make up some of the money they've lost as a result of the pandemic. But in New Jersey, they're considering a new tax on financial transactions, such as buying and selling stock. But Stacey Cunningham, president of the New York Stock Exchange, tells CNBC that a tax like that would cost consumers not millions, but billions of dollars.
There's no exception for retirement funds or others in the legislation as it's proposed, so those taxes end up being passed back. It's important to recognize this isn't a tax on Wall Street, it's a tax on Main Street.
Here we go again. I'm just assuming we're going to see more of this kind of thing because taxes are already out of control.
Kristen, I have a lot of family in New Jersey. Property taxes are through the roof. Through the roof there. Now we're talking about additional taxes. I can't tell you how sick this makes me. Additional taxes. We already pay our fair share. All Americans pay what we believe today is a fair share, a fair amount of taxes. For the last decade, Kristen, we've been quote unquote preaching people should keep an eye on where tax rates are likely to go because back in 2008, our national debt was out of control. Today, it's unfathomable. It's $27 trillion in national debt. And somebody's got to pay for this debt. And one of the ways, among many, to pay for the debt and try to lower it is to raise federal income taxes. And one of the biggest myths of retirement planning, Kristen, is to max out your 401ks and TSPs and IRAs because in retirement, you're going to be in a lower tax bracket. And that is false. And it's a myth for so many people, especially in the D.C. metro area. So many government employees and former military and people with large pensions, 1 or 2 Social Security checks, other pensions, and then you add in annuities, rental income, RMD income. And a lot of our clients, Kristen, have higher incomes in retirement than they did when they were working with fewer deductions.
Okay.
What do you think that means?
I don't know.
The potential for higher taxes, right?
Oh, yes, totally.
And then you throw in $27 trillion of national debt and potentially a new president, depending on who's in office, we're either going to have higher taxes or lower taxes. Right now, taxes are on sale. We have a president who lowered taxes, right? And taxes are on sale through 2025 unless something changes. And so here we are sitting in the fourth quarter of 2020, and a lot of people should be paying a close attention to this and taking action if you are concerned with higher federal income taxes on your retirement. And we have a couple that we just helped who has been taking action for the last few years since the tax code changed. And they've been doing some Roth conversions and some strategic tax planning on their own, but wanted even more guidance. What they wanted guidance on was where their retirement dollars are and how they're invested, how much risk they're taking. And what a lot of people don't realize, Kristen, when they come in is a lot of people are taking on way more risk in the markets than they should be. And oftentimes, we can show them how they can reduce their risk, create the same return, sometimes better return with less risk. I mean, wouldn't you want to do that if you could? So in addition to doing strategic tax planning with this couple, they're in their early 60s and they live in Purcellville, Virginia. They're retiring within 5 years. They wanted to come in and make sure they were taking the appropriate amount of risk. They found out that they were taking on too much risk. We helped them with that. We're helping them. We're holding their hands through the Roth conversion and tax planning process. We're not CPAs or accountants. We're not doing people's returns.
Right. We're
talking about a high-level strategic approach on retirement dollars, right? And so these are one of several topics, that we talk about with our clients. Taxes, they cannot be ignored. They need to be discussed and planned for, especially if you're concerned with higher federal income taxes on your retirement dollars.
Find out more at retirementkeyradio.com.
Financial professionals are not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if Abraham Abish is licensed in your state, please call 571-577-9968. Abish Financial Services is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Abraham Abish, NBM number 7703575.